Hello, and thank you for checking out this podcast, the Obehi Podcast. Today, I have an interesting conversation with you. Actually, I'm going to be interviewing a person whom I respect a lot because she has written a book, an important book also, A Leader Like You. And of course, you understand how much we pay attention to leadership because whether you are talking about leadership in Africa, where we are particularly having some challenges, or in the diaspora, where we believe that we need a stronger leadership, a more people oriented and effective leadership, then you understand that it is important for us to continue to talk about the question of leadership. So today I'm going to be asking her a series of questions so that she can explain to us what made her to write this book and what is the key message that she wants to pass to the audience, I mean to you, because we believe that, of course, you are going to be able to get a copy for yourself and read and get the value that she has put there for you because she wrote it for you. So in this episode, I'm going to be interviewing her to share some insight into the book. And this is why we are here. So I believe that you are going to enjoy this episode. You are going to get a lot of value from it. And if you do, why not? Please let us know in the comment section below. Does it cost anything? Just let us know what you take away from this episode. If you have not yet subscribed to Obehi Podcast, please do that. We are available in different platforms. Because maybe now you are listening to us because you are seeing me, you are on YouTube most probably. And if you are listening to this, the audio only part of this episode, you are probably listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast or Amazon or in different other places where you listen to podcasts because we are available everywhere, even on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on our website, of course, aclasses.org. You have access to a lot of information that can be useful to you if you are in business, because here we concentrate a lot about business, storytelling, and argument related to African diaspora. If any of this makes sense to you, make sure you subscribe and make sure you share this episode with other people who are interested in what we are talking about. All right, now, why don't we get started? Let's get it done.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Obehi, for affording me this opportunity to talk about my newest book. I am Dr. Marcia Thomas. I am a Christian leader, and I have been a principal for the last 15 years, and I have served at various levels of my industry as a leader. I am presently the founder of Purposefully Commissioned Motivate 2, which is a Christian leadership retreat for career professionals. We offer coaching and training and consulting and mentorship and also counseling for leaders who are Christians and are in a professional space and find it very hard to remain relevant and exemplary while integrating their faith into their workplace as authentic servant leaders. I am also a motivational speaker, and I also have recently authored for the last maybe 7 years 3 language arts book. They are called Adventures in Language Arts, in which I document the stories of children in disadvantaged rural settings and create a workbook that teaches them phonics, comprehension, writing, and those things. So they are able to use their stories, their own stories, or stories similar to their context in an experiential way to enhance their learning and maximize their achievement. I am a mother also of 2 grown children, a male and a female, and I am a wife. I am a Christian leader in my community and also in my church. And so I take this book very personally because it chronicles my experience as a Christian leader in a professional space. It talks about the pains and the griefs, the misunderstanding, victories, and also the skills and capabilities that you need in order to avoid being burnt out, discouraged, feeling helpless or hopeless while navigating the challenges of leadership in this context.
All right. Thank you so much for that. The person who is saddled with the responsibility to have whatever that individual does affect the people that are following, because as a leader who are following you, whatever you do, whether it is wrong or right, sometimes people don't even have the time to be able to discern, to know that what you are doing is wrong or right. Some individuals do have the ability, but not everybody. So when you are in a position of leadership, you are basically a model for a lot of people. So I repeat again, this is an argument that is very, very important for us, and of course for me also personally. Um, let's start with the book, Leader Like You. Why did you put the title like that?
Well, it's very interesting that you should ask a question. That topic was not the original topic of my book. And so when I wrote this book, the idea of writing my experiences as a leader in my home, in my community, and in my professional space, I looked at leadership in a different way and felt that those who manage to emerge as significant leaders, meaning that you served others and made such an impact that they become your evangelists and tell the good news of how you impacted their lives, you are purposefully commissioned. And I saw commissioning as that framework in which you are anointed by God to do a job. You are appointed, and in that appointment, you receive some training. And that training makes you understand the nature or the context in which you are now expected to operate as an example and a role model that is just and true and honest, and how far away from double standards you are to run. And so you would have to be purposefully commissioned to understand that. But after writing the book and having my experiences pour out on me, so the original headings I have were not those headings that are now in this book. As I focused on writing from my experience over these years at the different levels and evaluated my growth, my strategies, my sorrows, my distresses, my victories, my overcoming, I felt that those who come to this point are very exceptional in their role. And as an individual, they are exceptionally aware of themselves, what triggers them, what keeps them going, what fortifies them. The resilience would have been at the highest vibration if you are a real and true effective servant leader. And so I came up with that topic. After all is said and done, you would have produced an exceptionally effective, authentic, resilient model of leadership. And so all can say, and everyone would have to say, a leader like you. I want to be a leader like you. I hope to be a leader like you. And so after putting it all together, I realized that that would be a powerful topic for my book. And so I named it, after consulting with some friends prayerfully, A Leader Like You.
I really appreciate you taking on this job and writing this book, A Leader Like You. So, what is the central message that you want people to take away from this book?
My central thesis would have to be that in my mind, double standard leadership is really the pandemic, in my mind. Persons have made in leadership the word leadership and accountability has, for me, and this is my opinion, become a dirty word. Persons are afraid of the trials and the positions and the postures of leadership that require them to sacrifice and to make an effort to be different. Persons expect you to set the tone. And to do that can become very overwhelming.